So I've now rebooted the stream and the router and everything connected to the internet in hopes of improving the situation. Let's see what happens. I know what usually happens, more lag, but we'll put it to the test. We'll do our best. It's all we can do. Let's see. Looking around the Twitch verse, my stream doesn't even appear. Doesn't even appear live. So I don't know if anybody's ever gonna hear this or even listening to it. Screaming into the nether, but we got a game. Let's see what happens. Looks like Random Name, one of my regular viewers, is trying out at their channel, maybe testing something. I see their name here on Twitch. Just curious. If I watch an ad, maybe I can figure out what he's doing. And in the meantime, I can play this game. So, Mace promised of the amazing 2 rank, and the homeless Jace avatar shall challenge me. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the hand. I mean, there's no removal. If Elvish Visionary is another land, it may be very anemic and not do much. It's also unclear what I want to get with an Evolving Wild. It's probably a black, but it could be a green. But at the same time, I want to curve out quite a bit. But I guess we can go. This land into Swamp, Advocate, into next turn Visionary, Wilds. I don't think there's a lot of risk in doing that. Okay, we'll give it a shot. And a forest and a grasp. Okie dokie. So let's get the power and the toughness to the battlefield, shall we? And here we go. Now it says I'm live. Hopefully not laggy either. Let's turn on my own channel and see what's up. iPads. Yeah, our opponent's going to start with a Visionary, the play we could have made, but opted for power and toughness. And it's going to let us get in here with some damage. Nope, no block. No throwaway Visionary. Okay. Let's see what we draw. It might inform what we fetch since we're... I mean, I think at this point we definitely want double black, but... yeah, okay. So that's what we'll get. I'm just going to fetch it now before I forget or get distracted. Seems to be happening to me more and more the more I play these days. So, we're removal-centric. We can kill a lot of things. Our opponent looks to be like some kind of value deck, which surely means Planeswalkers, reanimated stuff. Might mean a Gaia's Revenge, which is probably one of the larger concerns. Oh, they're Abzan as well. Let's put them to the test. Bone Splinters. On my Advocate? Yep. You did it. That's fine. Sometimes they come back. We're running 2 Pulse of Murasa and 2... let's see. I'm not going to attack, because maybe I can set him up with Archangel Avacyn next turn and keep my Visionary. Not that that's a huge deal, but... it's good to have a creature out when you have Avacyn, in case you want to flip her and wipe out their creatures. Somebody says that I come on right as they're going to bed, so they'll have to watch the VOD. That's cool. Everything I make is saved in the Twitch archives. You can watch them at your leisure. Also, anybody over there on YouTube who complains that they like to watch me on YouTube and not Twitch, there are Twitch archives. You can watch any of the stuff I record anytime you want to. Alright. I'll put that down. attack with the Visionary. See if he wants to block now. He does. We'll feed him the Archangel. It just gets us up a 1/1, and quite frankly may not be worth it, but I'm pretty liberal about throwing my Archangel into bad situations because we can recover pretty strongly with Ever After. And with Pulse of Murasa, Angel is usually... Avacyn is usually the target for those cards. It's probably the strongest on its own creature in the deck, and this deck, thanks to Ayli and Evolutionary Leap, and dorks like Visionary, can flip it pretty often, gain that big card advantage from it. Another Bone Splinters. Down you go. That's fine. Like I said, not that worried. And a pause for something. Okay. He's going to power up the Quagmire. I said in the intro last time, Grasp of Darkness is mostly here for Archangel Avacyns and manlands, and here is a manland. Alright. They're in most of the decks nowadays, so you have to have ways at instant speed to kill them. And that's an Evolving Wild, so that won't give us a Bellower, but it will give us more green mana. So it will give us a Bellower next turn. Alright, let's see what our opponent wants to do. They've got a good amount of mana, they've gotten through the early game, they fixed their lands with their Sylvan Rangers, so do they have any big things to cast? He has some thinking to do. Maybe he also has a bunch of sweepers. Planar Outbursts and Languishes up his sleeve, although he only has one white. And an Elemental Bond. Okay, so he's going to try to do grindy card advantage like me. I'm going to try to do it with Tireless Tracker. He'll do it with Elemental Bond. Ooh, that's a good draw. Okay. Pretty much what I wanted. I mean, I would have been happy with just about any land to get instant tracker value. But now I get double tracker value and the Woodland Bellower. So time for a big turn. And there you are. And there we go. Let's get more, let's get the rest more black since we've got the grasps. There may come a world where we need to double grasp. You never know. Gideon comes to mind. And a Quagmire is going to attack me. Well, I can certainly race your Quagmire. Now, does he have some kind of a fight thing, like unnatural aggression? That would be weird. Or does he have another Bone Splinters, perhaps? Bone Splinters.deck. Double activation. I wonder if he thought he was going to make two creatures that way. Or if he was going to double pump it into a 4/4. I don't know. And a pause. Yep. That all just happened. Alright. Oh, yeah, another wilds. Let's do that. Let's make more clues. In the deck before we crack some. Yeah, we already played our land for the turn, so I just need to make sure I have double black up. Do I leave up Anguish? Yeah, I'll leave up Anguish. Doesn't change the clock. Alright. Oh, he's out. Seen enough. Your Elemental Bond do not compete with Tireless Tracker. Oh, ha, 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 ha. Boom! I am the champion of the Glacial Fortress. What? Alright. Let's roll some more. Happy Wednesday to all the world. I did not know it was Wednesday. I had a really weird morning. Like, I was just kind of in this daze. I had a really bad day yesterday. and I was happy to finish it by the time I went to bed. And I got up today convinced it was Thursday, and because I had to take my car into the shop if it was Thursday. And there's nothing like dramatically wrong with it, but like some machine, when they just switched my tires off, they took the snow tires off and put new tires on. And some machine that they use like scuffed up one of the wheels. So they're like, well, we're going to charge you nothing for this appointment and we'll fix the wheel for free. I don't care if the wheel's scuffed very much, but I was really I was happy to get the appointment for free. And so I agreed to bring it back and let them fix it. And that appointment is for Thursday, which I now realize is tomorrow at noon. So I got up and went into town and reported for an appointment that is tomorrow, which just kind of adds to the haze I'm living in lately. As I was very like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. So if you've ever been in my shoes and reported yourself to an appointment a day before you had to, that's the kind of day I'm having. But now I'm well aware that it is Wednesday, and probably won't forget that for a while. This hand also can be very anemic depending how it goes. The 1 green source is kind of, I mean, it's 5 land, so 1 green source isn't too troubling. Hey, but if we draw nothing but land the rest of the game, it'll be pretty sad. Kalitas is one of those good haymakers. We don't have removal, and Elvish Visionary could be anything, even a land, as it now is. So that's a problem. Yep, that's a problem. We have to hope our opponent has a equally anemic draw, at least for a little while we try to draw out of this flood-tastic moment that we're having. Let's see, normally I hold Evolving Wilds in this deck, but I think I'll just crack this one now because I have 2, and I don't want all my lands entering the battlefield tapped later. Thinning shouldn't be a big concern. It never seems to work in duels anyway. Anytime I actually crack my Evolving Wilds, I always draw a land right afterwards, so I'm tempted to not even play the Evolving Wilds and try to counter thin my deck, which is to not thin it, but then I won't draw land. Hey, that worked. Alright, so is this a Kalitas situation even? I mean, he hasn't done anything. If I just throw this down and he languishes, I didn't get anything. But I'm not down anything either. So I think I'll just put it to the test. Let's just make him have it. Make him have the answer. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Maybe he'll steal it and bone splinter it. I don't know. Then he'll have a zombie, and I'll feel really silly. And it's still draw go from the opponent. Isn't that fun? That's not a zombie, so that doesn't change anything about how we want to just attack him now. Let's see what he's got. Well, I said our opponent had to have an anemic draw, and they are certainly obliging. But I don't even think I want to play this Cultivator. I really don't. At this point, I feel like I'm being reeled in for a Languish or something. I don't see any point in having another creature on the battlefield. Won't do anything. So we'll play like that. We're holding Evolving Wilds for Tireless Tracker when he shows up. Or to get a double trigger off Nissa if we're worried about removal, but that usually doesn't happen. And it's a Wolf of Devil's Breach. Ah, that card. Interesting. I wonder what all he can do with that. Oh, there's a tracker. Let's see here. 5/5. When it attacks, you may pay 1 red, discard a card. If you do, Wolf of Devil's Breach deals damage to target creature or planeswalker equal to its converted mana cost. Creature or planeswalker. So he can kill one of my creatures by discarding something expensive. I mean, okay. I guess that's not much different than if he played a removal spell, you know? Okay. So I'm going to play this tracker and get my cluing on. Let's go get white, I think. Well, everything like produces white. I think black is probably more appropriate. Always want to make sure we have the ability to Grasp of Darkness when we want to. I'm still going to hold this Cultivator back, since depending on what goes on with this breach, it may end up being a Planar Outburst situation if our clues don't lead us to removal. Well, let's give him a chance to make his wolf do some work. V5 fo fum. Ow, it's a wolf of Devil's Breach. Here comes the attack. Yep. Here comes the activation. Targeting the tracker. What's he gonna discard? Nothing. He discarded nothing. Well, that's the Wolf of Devil's Breach for you. I could trade with his wolf and get a zombie out of the deal. Is that being short-sighted with my tracker? I think for now I'll just take the damage and make him have another play. I mean, he's just not doing much. And he's got a lot of cards in his hand, so the pacing on this game is odd, and I just want to get more of an idea of what the heck I'm even dealing with. I'm dealing with a 1/4 that when it taps he gains 1 life. I'm dealing with a 3/1 that only works when the hands are empty. Good luck with that. I would welcome his hand being empty. Tireless Tracker will probably keep mine quite full. Ayli in the house. That's pretty good. Nissa off the top. That's very good. We are putting her at a bit of risk, but we do have a good amount of defense going on. And I want to draw some spot removal for some of these things, or I need to Planar Outburst them, one of the two. So playing Nissa makes him play to the board. And of course, you know, if we flip another land, which is like worst case scenario since we don't need more, it'll still get us another clue. So it's a win-win. All kinds of winning and winning. Now he can use the wolf to kill Nissa. If Nissa goes down, again, that's not a big deal. We can use all kinds of things, including spot removal, and well, then ever after Pulse of Murasa, Greenwarden, they can all get Nissa back. It does have a bit of a reanimator component, this deck. Let's leave 1 green. Well, I guess we could draw Evolutionary Leap, so we'll leave 1 white. 5/4. So he could kill it with a double block. There's the declaration. That is what I wanted to draw. Can get that wolf out of the way. And do we attack? I don't think so. I don't want to trade with both his creatures. All of mine are more valuable. So, yeah, we'll kick back. A little awkward having exile effects next to Kalitas, but it is still worth it, as exiling is a big deal in the format, getting something gone for good. Probably not in this game, but... Oh, look, he's Mardu something or other. It's like Mardu Nightmares, maybe. He's just playing scary cards. Vampiric Envoy and Asylum Visita. Are those Hedrons? Is Envoy... I thought Envoy was from Shadows. Am I wrong? Nope, it's from Oath. That makes more sense now. Almost a flavor fail. But not quite. The Call of the Bloodline, discarding a Fiery Temper. Here comes the combo. What you gonna do with it? Shoots Nissa. You got it. Nissa down. And you got a vampire. Woo! Grasp. Yeah. This is non-token. Yeah, Kalitas is non-token. I was gonna zoom it, but I know what it means. I know what's up. Alright. Clue me. Grasp right here. What you gonna do? Give me a zombie. Turn my critters sideways. Definitely not gonna be sad if I lose my Visionary here. Some hellos from Chatland. Hello Sam, hello Siege. Hope you're having a good week. I know I took the first part of the week off, and I took most of the weekend off, so sorry if you haven't heard from me in a bit, but here I am. I'm not going too far. So, I think I can freely cast Ayli here. I can't think of a good reason not to. Alright. And since we're leaning in a bit and we have all this clue value, we're gonna play the Deathcap too. I think I've got an idea now of what his deck is up to, and it's just not up to much. Also, a great thing about this build is you do get Deathcap with Death Touch a fair amount, and actually do something with Delirium, because you have sorceries, instants, creatures, planeswalkers, you have one enchantment, and you have Evolving Wilds to put a land in the graveyard. So, doesn't happen all the time, but it happens a lot more often than other things. So he's still having some madness. You mad, bro? He's discarding the twins. Them creepy twins. Children, where are your parents? Ah, I'm dead. And we'll grow our tracker and keep drawing obscene amounts of cards. Draw more cards, you draw more lands. You draw more lands, you get more clues. You sack more clues, you draw more cards. It's tireless tracking at its finest. So now what? 2 cards in hand, he's sitting back. I guess I'll draw some cards for right away and just get some idea of what's going on. Grasp of Darkness. Well, that can blow up any creative blocks. So let's show him who's boss. Just bring it all. More twins. Yay, more twins. More 1/1s. Yep. Yep. Double block, okay. Uh-huh. And the Visionary, okay. So, let's do it like this. What do I want to keep most? I think what I want to keep most is my Cultivator. So, oh no, we'll hit this one because then we get a bonus zombie. So there's our bonus zombie. And we'll sacrifice that and make that a bigger zombie. I guess he still dies though. I should have targeted one of the twins. Oopsie daisy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shouldn't matter too much. Still in really good shape. This isn't an Esper deck, it's an Abzan deck, Siege Dragon, but I think you meant that. I think you know. I think you just typed it up different. I also don't play Two-Headed Giant, and I try to only, while I do take challengers sometimes, I do ask that you have all the cards unlocked and have some really good builds that you're super proud of, because I am pretty spiky. And like this guy's deck, it might look cool, but it's obviously not very good. We've pretty much been ahead the whole game, and we're gonna keep stomping him the whole game. So we'll keep growing, keep inching ahead, one Tireless Tracker clue at a time. He's at 10 now. We got more removal. I guess I'll just keep drawing cards. Okay, Pulse. So I already played a land. And I have 2 more in hand, so Pulse's best target would likely be the Tracker if it died. Alright, let's bring the pain again. See what else he's got with his little madness tricks. He seems to have no lack of them. And now he's discarding another Call of the Bloodline. That's probably not where he wants to be. Yep. And the 3/5 blocks a zombie. I don't care about my zombies, so that doesn't bother me. And do we want to get back something like Kalitas here? I don't think so. I think we'll just draw another card. Keep trying to find the planeswalkers and such. Hey, speak of the devil. and Sorin shall appear. Not going to use him to kill the twins, I'm just going to use him to draw cards and do damage. I don't really care if his twins want to attack Sorin. Sorin has a ton of loyalty. And this deck is all about more cards, more cards, more cards, and more cards. If you keep the cards flowing, it's a really hard deck to beat. It just grinds out a ton of value. You can see we have 31 cards in our deck. Our opponent has 41, so we've drawn, you know, like 10 more cards than they have. That's always going to be tough to beat. Even if your cards are not very good, that's tough to beat. But Abzan has a lot of good cards. So that's why we do it this way. He's going to leave the game. Alright. So, concession accepted. His Kalitas would have died to the Grasp of Darkness we drew. We could have killed his twins anytime we wanted to. The big Tireless Tracker, just gonna go the distance. And now we're the champion of the Drowned Catacomb. Woo! Alright, so looking for some more awesomeness. Let's see. Looking for some opponents, some rank 40s. Looking for some good decks to kind of test our mettle against. It's been all low ranks, probably half collection so far. So let's try to work on, let's see if we can get something else, somebody else to battle. Yeah, Nighthawk, hey, welcome to the chat. Back to 12k gold. Yeah, man. And I haven't played in like 5 days. I've been taking time off, which is pretty unusual for me. But you learn that you need that gold when they decide to do a double expansion after like 6 months and nobody plays the game anymore. What else happened in duels? Let's see. I mentioned earlier that I'm not going to be in the Xbox Fight Club. I had to drop out. So I guess that's some general channel news since we got some people in here. But I will be gone for the second half of May, so there won't be a lot of activity if you're one of my regular watchers during that time. I've got an opportunity to go out to California and do some good stuff for my company, Haunted Flower, which is really exciting, and it's going to be awesome. But it means I won't be around my Xbox, which means I can't compete in the Fight Club tournament, and I can't stream for a minute, so good news, bad news, but definitely good news overall. You gotta weigh the two against each other, and when you do that, it's always you gotta go with the thing that's best. And this trip to Cali is gonna be the best. It's gonna be the better, but don't worry, I'll be back and streaming probably in early June, something like that. And I am sorry that you won't get to see me play in the tournament, but I'll be doing coverage for it. I'll be trying to write some pieces on my blog about it, and I'm very excited to see what happens. And I'll definitely discuss it, like when I jump in here and do my live streams. We can discuss the outcomes of the tournaments and how they're going. Speaking of that, I played my... Let's see, I've played 2 rounds of iOS. They're single elimination 8-man tournaments that are best of 5. And the deck lists are not public. So, let's see. I played my first round, and I played the Geist Ramp deck. That is very entertaining and fun to play. But it's also, let's see. It's also very non-interactive. It doesn't do much about your opponent, and it can sometimes just get bad draws. So I played my first round, and my first game was all land, and my second game was no land. Or no, my first game was no land. My second game was all land, and my third game was no ramp spells. And I just lost all 3, and it was very sad. So I got knocked out of the first round there, which was really depressing. And I felt really bad about it, because it's like there was nothing I could do. The deck was completely non-interactive, like just completely non-interactive. And so let's see. Yeah, we got our colors and we got some plays. This is the kind of hand I keep, even though it's not, you know, amazing. It's not an amazing hand. So then last night I played in another iOS single elim, and I played Esper Control in that tournament. And very first matchup I got was against almost an exact mirror match of Esper Control. So we were both playing probably 54, 55 of the exact same cards. And then he had, I think, 2 more counter spells than I did, and 3 more card draw spells than I did, which means I probably wasn't favored, but I was able to win the game. It was a very good contest against a guy, if you know NGA, named Insert Witty Name. And we played all 5 games. I think whoever went first won every game. Anyway, I pulled it out 3 games to 2, so I'm moving on with my Esper Control deck in that tournament. Sam, I see you down there. Like I said, I need to challenge players who play a lot. You have all the cards unlocked. Do you need my gamer tag? Please have all the cards unlocked and a good deck, please. We get enough kind of new players on the stream that we're taking on, and it's hard enough to find close, tough matchups. So if you have all your cards unlocked and you think you have a good deck and you want to come test your metal against the Spiky Spike, get it, metal spike, then you can come do that. You want my gamer tag? That's my gamer tag. And I'm on Xbox. You can also play me on iOS, but I don't stream from iOS. I get on iOS later in the evening, my time. All right, so he gets a Nimbus Wings. That's going to be a problem. But we should be able to get to where Ob can take care of that. Alright. Any reason to emphasize one land over the other? I don't think so. We just want to make sure we get plenty of black sources. And we want to have double green on 6 without being awkward, so that's fine. Now we know, well, yeah, I guess we'll sit back anyway. We know he's going to Nimbus Wings up that thing, but that's about that. So let me finish this game. I'll go and try to invite you, Siege Dragon. Another thing about anybody who wants to jump in here and challenge me right away, that's cool. Except, I've kind of gotten to know a lot of people here from streaming a lot. So, like Siege Dragon, you've been in here a number of times. I don't know you, but I know of you. So if you're coming in and I don't know you and you want me to play Two-Headed Giant with you or play a 1v1, it's like I don't always just say yes to that. I don't really see a big need to. Okay, so he's going to go like that. I'm going to probably make him sad. It's risky. He could have Enshrouding Mist, and if he does, that's a problem. But I think it's worth the risk. Let's make him have the Enshrouding Mist here. Alright, there we go. I know, me and my bad manners, right? That's how I do it. I just have the worst manners ever. I concede and give gold to, players who don't concede to me too early. I play on 2 of the 3 platforms. I spent a lot of money just to have this streaming ability so I could have this channel, because I was playing on iOS, but I didn't stream from there. I just wrote on my blog about what happened, and everybody was like, yeah, that's a bunch of crap, so now I'm streaming to show that I'm not a bunch of crap. But still, it doesn't mean anything if I'm not on Steam to some people. So, do I kill this? Do I kill this thing? I don't think I need to. I have Greenwarden. I'd rather draw more cards. This deck is all about card advantage. So, I don't even need to kill that thing yet. I'll draw a way to kill it. Or I'll kill it later. I mean, there's a Guardians of Kalitas. Oh boy. Kalitas. I still want to put those 2 cards in a deck together, just so I can say it. Let's see these guys. They're these big rocks with swords, being like, "You shall not pass," or something. I don't know. Whatever. It's a lot of flavor text for a card that does mostly nothing. Right, he gets to attack Ob. Yay. Good for him. Kalitas off the top. So now that's pretty tempting. I can play Kalitas, I can kill his guy, I can make a zombie. It's not exactly inspiring. I could drop Sorin and just overwhelm him in Walker advantage. I think that's usually the long game way to win with a deck like this. Let's start with attacking with Ayli and see if he knows what Death Touch is. Yes, Aura of Guardians. That's the Xbox meta in a nutshell. There we go. Taking the bump. Let's draw. We're just going to keep ticking up and make him put enough power on the battlefield to kill the Planeswalkers. If he can't, he's going to lose to the Planeswalkers. If he can, we'll get them back with Greenwarden and start worrying about killing his stuff. We also have sweepers in the deck, so if he doesn't get the power out there soon, we'll probably draw the sweepers to punish him for putting all that power out there. It's kind of the bind you put players in when you have sweepers in your deck and Planeswalkers on the battlefield. They have to commit enough cards to deal with them. What? He has red in his deck? Oh no, it's a Boros Aura's deck. That changes everything. Here he comes again. You can do it. You can do it, Heliod's Pilgrim. You're down in cards, you're down in life, but you've got that Heliod's Pilgrim and that Guardian of Meletis. Boom. Bump to the Ob. Alright, we're gonna do it, guys. We're gonna assemble the combo here in a minute. Are you ready? It's gonna be the nuts. First let's tick up here. Nowhere to go but up. Okay. Yeah, we'll keep this one growing. Again, he could attack my Ob. I can just get it back. It's like, doesn't matter. Oh, we finally drew a way to just straight up kill his dude. So, leave a white untapped, please. Yep. We did it, guys. We played it. We've got Kalitas versus Meletis. Kalitas, Meletis. Kalitas versus Meletis right here for everyone to see. All right. Now that I'm done nerding out over something so particularly lame, let's get in there with Ayli. Come on, you know you want to block. You know you want that Death Touch. Ah. Okay. And now we will go land. I declare you in stone. And yay, down goes your beautiful flying Heliod's Pilgrim, your beautiful bird. Ugh. Don't think I'll even need all this awesome sauce power this game. Our opponent just, you know, they're doing their best with what they've got. They've got Nimbus Wings, they've got Guardians of Meletis, they've got Dragon Fodder. It is what it is. Non-token, that gets around my Kalitas. Boo. Alright, let's keep them ticking. 1, 2, you hear the clock ticking, tick, tock, you about to stop living, and he's out. We'll accept that. This game was just spiraling downhill anyway. Alright. Somebody wanted to play. Somebody wanted to play me. A regular wanted to play me. Siege Dragon. The Gansett Fox Sox fan? Gansett Sox fan? Let me see what. Ah, he invited me. Thank you. Made my life easy. I appreciate that. Nighthawk's crying. Nighthawk wanted to see the ultimate. I'm sorry, bro. I mean, Nighthawk, do you still play duels? I don't think I've seen a video from you in a minute, and I'm wondering if the streak is still on. Surely you get your own Sorin ultimates with how hot you've been running. It's like bats. They throw bats at you. That's the ultimate. Like, you get hounded by some bats is the animation. I mean, I expected, like, the earth to shake or something, but no. It's just like bats, 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 bats. Everybody. Alright. The mighty siege dragon has come for me. Yeah, we can try this out. Might go very poorly. Our Deathcap could die, we could never draw another land, but you just gotta have faith in your deck sometimes. If we do draw a white source, we're like, boom, turn 3 Gideon. What? And if we don't, I guess we play Evo Leap and hope for the best. Nighthawk is pleased to report that his unbeaten streak is still alive. Doing it. Doing it all. Okay, so our opponent's going Duskwatch right away. So I guess the play is to kill it, because that thing can generate card advantage and it's annoying. And then we'll also just get this on the battlefield while we have the opportunity. So that's a 2-spell turn on turn 3. That's a pretty good tempo move, but he has a lot of cards. We've already deployed some cards. And he's werewolfing it up. He's got himself a Rider. Hello, Rider. Breakneck Rider. Alright, so we can do this and leave up green and make a knight and have Evo Leap up. I dig it. Gideon! Gideon! Big old muscle jock Gideon is here. Yo, Para, what up, dude? Alright, Breakneck, you coming for me? Nope, not even coming for me. Okay. I'll gladly leave my knight around, that's cool. He's gonna transform. And he's got this 4/3 that attacking creatures get +1/+0 and have trample. And, yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3... I think I know what I want to do. The question is, more knights or pound the face? I think we'll pound the face. I think we'll send Gideon across the pond, across the battlefield, to get him some. I think if we take the aggressive line right now, our opponent will have to respect it when we cast Bellower, since he's a pretty big dude. And yeah, pretty sick curve in this game. Definitely making the opponent's life hard. Sylvan Advocate can become a 4/5 and give me a big Shambling Vent, but I have to draw another land. Tireless Tracker can provide card advantage, but I have to draw another land there too. Or I could take the card advantage like right now with Visionary, because I do have... Let's see, I do have Evolutionary Leap to cash in Visionary for something better, so I'm going to take the Visionary right now and try to pay myself off. Okay, there's the land. There's his Resurgence. That doesn't surprise me too much. Kind of had a feeling that was coming. Just a little feeling. And now he's going to rabidly bite my Bellower. He's probably going to attack my Gideon. So he's going to have a good turn. I guess I could have played around this a little better with Grasp of Darkness, but I still get to take the offensive here. He's going to come through for 6. If I block it, 1, 2, 3. If I block 2, Gideon stays alive, so let's just see if that works. We'll go to 1 with Gideon, no big deal. And he's got another play, so he's going to flip back over. I'm sure he knows that. Well, yeah. Yeah, because now he can transform it with the heirloom out there. But the Grasp will get him. so no problems. He might have a hasty guy. And his werewolves have trample, so there's no point in holding anything back in case he does have hasty guy. But we can declare in stone and hold up grasp for hasty guy. Yeah, I'll go that route now. Alright. He's at 7, so he has to put up some kind of a defense. He's got another rider. Alright. We'll show him the writing on the wall. Last card out. That would get me back my Bellower for all of the values. And alrighty, right. So, let's give Siege Dragon another shot and thank him for stepping in. That's a regular viewer that any of you guys who tune in every day probably know is Siege Dragon. This is his Xbox persona, and he stepped in to give me a game. And he brought the wolves. Alright, let's see if I can do another. Huh. Apparently I am not his friend yet. Well, apparently I'm not his friend yet. I gotta work that out, so just a minute. Alright, let's try that again. Let's try that again. See if he's down for round 2. So, yeah. The main thing on my mind duels-wise is that I'm not going to play in the Xbox Fight Club. I'm pretty sad about it. I was excited to do it, and I did a lot of playtesting of trying to get a good deck, and I think this is what I would have played. It's a pretty good Abzan list, so you guys are all welcome to jam with it now and take it out and play it. I was kind of keeping it on the DL because it was doing well, but since I won't be in the tournament, I may as well share it some. I'll still play some iOS tournaments because I can play that from the road on my iPad, and I'll let you guys know the results. And hopefully it'll go really well. And hopefully I can enroll in another tournament in the future. I'm sure there will be more. There seems to be a ton of interest and a lot of people doing it. And I'll write about it, and we can talk about it here on the channel, like how the tournament's going and what decks are doing well. We'll probably even showcase some of the decks. Like I'll play them, I'll take them for a spin. I think that would be fun. I'll play some of the best performing tournament decks for you guys. I think I did some of that streaming last season. Of course, I was in the tournament as well, so I did a lot of streaming with my own deck instead. Alright, let's get green. So going to be happy to see some green mana, but I'm not sure if we're going to play that right away. Not with the sweepers we've got. Land Pacifist. Here comes the wolves. So, with that in mind, I can either Pulse of Murasa back... Okay, I can either Pulse of Murasa my own Evolving Wilds, or I can play Tireless Tracker, and I think the play is Tracker. If I have to blow it up later, I'll gain value, and I can get back later with Murasa anywho. So, that's what we're gonna do. It could die, which would be sad. We'd have no clues from it yet, but that's not always the biggest important thing. Sometimes you just play it on curve to take them off curve. But I think there's a good chance... Oh, he's going to pass turn here? We'll get an upkeep trigger, so he could kill my tracker on his turn, which would be a pretty nifty play. Oh, he's gonna play the bandit. Alright. So now I've got some... Oh. He played in... He's gonna play the bandit. Alright. So now I've got some... Oh. He played in, didn't attack with it. That's weird. Well, I'll just do this. And I'm gonna pop this clue now because I don't want to run into Fiery Impulse. I don't want him to be able to impulse in response. So if I get up to a 4/3 now, and there we go, I'll pass it back. He'll flip his guys. I want to encourage him to play another werewolf, and he can do it unflipped, which is great. But if he does play another one, we'll just like go boom, kaboom. So here we go. He's gonna go pacifist. Oh, and recruiter. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about right there. That's gonna make this a very juicy play. So sometimes you gotta play your own creatures to make these plays more juicy. Alright, get our block on. Or no, well, we can take 8, but then we can get an extra card. I guess a card that I still have to pay 2 mana for is not worth as much as 4 life. So yeah, we'll block. And right now, everything's languishable. And some things are flipping over because he cast a lot of spells. Alright. Yep. Wolves, go away. Let's break up the pack. Excuse me, I'm sorry, guys. I hope I didn't hurt anybody's ears. Guys and gals. And he's got some haste. He's got some haste. Now, once again, I don't know. Now I have 6 mana. 6 mana means I can play a Sylvan Advocate and have my manlands do a lot of damage. That would force him to play to the board even more. So that's what we'll do. We'll kind of anti-race him with our Shambling Vent here. The Sylvan Advocate will make it a 4/5, which is 4 lifelink damage, which outpaces his bandit, which makes him play into the board even more, which sets up the next sweeper, should we choose to use one, even more. Ob is doing just fine in my hand, no rush. Pulse is doing just fine right here. It'll get a Tireless Tracker back later, probably. And Grasp, again, no rush, not when you have Outburst to just clean up everything. So he's done? Yep, he's done. Alright, so now attacking him with the 4/5 isn't very appealing. He can trade I can pick up a 2-for-1. I could even blow out his block with a Grasp of Darkness. Actually, it's very appealing, isn't it? Actually, yeah, it's a pretty beautiful line, so we'll do it. At first, I wasn't very impressed, and I thought I could just get Ob down and play more defense, but I don't think I have to here. His options are clearly pretty limited. If he had removal spells, I think I'd have known about them by now, since I've been able to have a tracker and an advocate on the table for multiple turns. Tells me he's not removal heavy, unless it's a plummet. And yeah, Vent Advocate, man, it's the way to be. Here come the blocks. Okay. So do I care about the Advocate enough to grasp? I think I do. I guess he sees that he'll probably just get blown out. That wouldn't surprise me. You have to respect the plummet, that's right. As, who was it the other day? Playing my deck. Bounce was playing one of my decks the other day and was like, you gotta respect the plummet. Like, oh god. Okay, so which one of these is the... you may transform it, okay, and 2 damage. Alright. So we will kill that now so he doesn't get the free transformation on the Breakneck, since it does have a better second side for sure. And he can attack here, but I'd just take it and wouldn't care. Alright. So he's at 8. How best to play it? I guess we can send in the Quagmire. He can double block the Advocate. Advocate can kill this rider, leave him with this. I guess he could he could one-on-one block it with the wolf because of that ability, right? Yeah, he can. So, let's see. Do I worry about attacking at all then? I guess I don't need to attack. I can kick back anytime I feel the need to. And then force him to be the aggressor by playing Ob. Or I could Ob, kill that, and then attack with Advocate, put him at 4. Still have the shields up. And I'd have Ayli. Yeah, that's the way to be. He's low enough on life that I can make a more aggressive Planeswalker play. Although I like to... I usually err on the side of going higher, not lower. Especially with Ob. As his 6 and 2, that's a big difference in loyalty for the first pivotal turn for your Planeswalker. And he's gonna go to 4, which leaves him dead to a bunch of things, including an awakened Planar Outburst. And there is Ayli. So what have you got? You need a big turn. He's the thinking. I should probably do one more Abzan game after this. I certainly want people to see Ever After, which we haven't seen yet. So he's got a 3/3 dude. Ever After is really good in the matchups that start grinding, start going really long. Alright, land off the top. That's not a bad thing. Okay, let's check this graveyard really quick. 1, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 3, 2. So I just need to make sure I have black, white, white, and black, green, green. Okay. Tap carefully. And there's the Wide Assault. Bring in the beats. Yeah, this is a recent Abzan list. We cut out things like Outland Colossus and big creatures like Woodland Wanderer to instead use cards like Ever After and Pulse of Murasa to just keep getting back the creatures that generate the most value. It goes ultimate with Ayli, Eternal Pilgrim, pretty often, which is pretty cool. It also generates a lot of value off Tireless Tracker. It also does a lot with Archangel Avacyn if you get to her, where you're just casting her like several times a game. Can be pretty infuriating for any opponent to try to deal with. So, I just think that the big creatures now, like Outland and Woodland Wanderer, I mean, it's not just Reflector Mage. Reflector Mage is a problem, but just getting them Declaration Stone, Anguished Unmaking, or other various like kill spells is a big swing, a big kind of tempo-y swing that I'd prefer to avoid. I'd rather get back cards that generate more and more and more and more and more value at a low price. I tried Eldrazi Displacer and Thought-Knot Seer in this list, but basically having a 4th color was asking too much. The mana is difficult as it is. This hand is way too expensive. no early plays or interaction. It could just die, but if it doesn't... Okay. Glad I took a chance. I know that I'm not getting a turn to Grasp of Darkness with this route, but since I'm on the play, that doesn't matter. If I was on the draw, I'd have led with Woodland Cemetery or Swamp. Okay. So I guess that gives us the most flexibility going forward, as all our lands enter the battlefield untapped now. No chance of me... I mean, they did anyway, but whatever. Alright, Forge Master. Hello. Hey, something I can play. Awesome. I really didn't want to have to Grasp of Darkness the Forge Master. I would have much preferred to cast the Tireless Tracker. If he has a way to kill it, I have the Pulse. So what's it gonna be, Forge Master? What have you got up your sleeve? I'd be aggressive. And we are being aggressive. I will not block you, Forge Master. I will accept your 2 damage. And the Rider. So we're not flipping wolves just yet. Okay. So make a clue, Grasp of Darkness, crack a clue attack. Seems good. Seems good. Start there just to make sure I don't screw up the mana somehow. Pumps. Give me a card. Yeah. I guess more land. The deck really doesn't mind having tons of land. You want to hit your land drops like every turn so that your late game is, you know, just as feisty as your mid game. Now we've hit him with a lot of sweepers. We don't have one right now, but we've hit him with so many. He might play timid, or he might not. I mean, I don't know if he can afford to play timid, so it might make sense not to. Ooh, passing. That tells me he wants to set up a block. If he wants to set up a block, this will get ugly. That's fine. Send in the tracker. Block. So that will deal 1. There's the double block. Okay. So we'll show him the absolutely nasty writing on the wall with the Archangel Avacyn. As you can see, this deck sets up all kinds of... it sets up a lot of situations that are just hard to play around, right? So if I'm attacking, you worry about Archangel Avacyn, Grasp of Darkness, tricks like that. And if you are the one trying to be aggressive and get creatures on the board, you have to worry about... not having enough power on the battlefield to battle the Planeswalkers, but then you also have to worry about putting too much power on the battlefield and getting hit by the 4 sweepers, Languish and Planar Outburst. Or a flipped Archangel Avacyn can sweep the board too. So there's just a lot to worry about with this deck, you know. If you pressure my life total, I just gain life with like Pulse of Murasa. If you don't pressure my life total, Ayli goes ultimate. There's just so much going on. I love it. It's one of the reasons I wanted to play this deck in the Fight Club. Just all kinds of good stuff going on all the time is kind of how it feels. So I want to play you. I don't need to play you yet. He's a 3/2, so I can sack a clue, pump. Yeah, alright, let's attack. See what he wants to do. If you block, I'll pump it. Maybe he has a trick. If he does, I have Pulse of Murasa to get it back. It's like, it's so hard to win in combat or in any part of the game against this deck. Yeah, we'll keep the cards coming. And we'll put out the 4/5. Just going bigger and bigger. And still not letting him flip his wolves. So he's dead from a bunch of angles next turn. Especially if Sorin like flips over a 6-drop. Hooah! Blackjack. Just pulled an ace. Alright, here comes the 3/2. I guess I'll put the Advocate in front. If he finds a way to kill it, Avacyn flips and he dies anyway. So... okay, he's got the 3/4. I guess it was a bluff. I guess it was a straight bluff. Just a straight bluff. I wonder if this is Legends werewolf deck. I'll have to ask. I'll have to ask after the game. So let's go. Yep. Alright, so that's 3 down for Abzan versus Wolfy Wolves. And I think that's gonna wrap it up. I know it's a pretty short video, pretty short stream today, but I really just wanted to show you guys the Abzan deck I would have played. I've got some other things I have to take care of. So, not the longest, but hey, if you're on YouTube, this is probably a perfect YouTube-sized video that I plan to send over to you guys. Let me thank Siege Dragon for playing. Thank you guys for watching. And I'm gonna jump off, and I will talk to you later.